If you were given the opportunity to go to one country in the entire world, where would you go?
All that and more on this episode of
My Disney Addiction Podcast.
Hey guys, it's Chris with My Disney Addiction Podcast, here again to bring you more Disney fixins. The fixins, I don't know if you, I think that's a southern thing, Greg. That's like, so when you have a meal, it's like, here's this and all the fixins.
I'm aware. Don't worry.
I don't know, because you claim to be a foodie, but you haven't done much fooding at Disney.
Ooh, okay, here we go. I knew that slam was coming. Trust me though. I love my food. I love my fixins and everything on top with the cherry. I'm your Disney detective, and I know my buddy here, Chris, forgot to say his nickname.
No,
he's the ghost
forget.
host.
I did not forget.
Yes, he did. He was too busy roasting me. Okay.
With the fixins.
Roasted with the fixins. Spinning that stew.
Speaking of which, I was actually thinking about, side tangent, I've wanted to make a leg of lamb and do a really good roast with that. And then make some red potatoes, because if you're going to do lamb, you got to think of Irish, like meal. So leg of lamb, roasted potatoes.
Now, does mint jelly go well with lamb? Have you ever tried that?
Mint jelly actually goes really well with a lot of dishes. So what actually you could do, we will get to the episode.
Trust us, don't worry.
I am a big cook. I'm a big fan of cooking. Love studying cooking. So when you make homemade chicken roasts or turkey roasts or beef roast, what you can do on the bottom of the pan, normally what you want to do is you tie up the chicken, do whatever you do to the chicken or the roast, cut up onions into quarters, cut up garlic, whatever, put it on the bottom of a pan, and then put the beef or the chicken on top of that, and it acts as a trivet, or like a little panel that it sits on. And then all the juices while it cooks gets down into the pan with the onions and the garlic and the seasoning down there, and it sits. After you're done cooking it, you take it out, put the chicken, meat, whatever aside to rest, and then all that goodness down there, you heat it up on a stove, you kind of mash down all of the onions and all that stuff.
Sure.
And then you take out the onions for a little bit, and there's like pretty much your own homemade gravy. You add 1 tablespoon of flour, add a little bit of water or stock or red wine, let it reduce for about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, and just keep stirring, and then put it through a sieve, and you got a homemade gravy. But what you were saying, if you add a jam to it, like a jelly or something like that, that little bit of sweetness adds to the savoriness that you'll get.
Ooh, see, I'm a fan of adding some sweetness to everything in life. A little TLC, if you will, some tender love and care.
Yeah.
Goes a long way.
There you go.
And that's a Greg fact. Wow, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, but that was true. A Greg fact is not true.
It is true.
I guess
It's just a little crazy, a little kooky.
No, but what I'm saying is, whenever you said back in the day, that's a Greg fact, it was not true. So when you say something that is true, that is not a Greg fact. That's just a fact.
But if it's coming from me, it's a Greg fact.
Whatever.
Whatever.
All right, you guys. Surprisingly, though, food is going to be kind of somewhat of a topic today.
It is. This is Chris's element, okay?
Dude.
It's my element. I'm just a novice when it comes to this. He's the chef, I'm the sous chef, and I'm here to learn.
He's not a sous chef. He is the person sitting in the restaurant waiting to be served.
Eating and enjoying the food.
I am an
I know how to cook, though.
I'm an expert cook. You're an expert eater. Not true,
You know what? That's
probably.
fine, though.
Not true, probably, because my belly would say otherwise.
Yeah, good point. You're both.
His 6-pack. Yes, I eat all this fatty food. Actually, he works out all the time.
I do.
Slim diet, keto, paleo, whatever, all that stuff. And then there's me. Can I have some pork rinds with the bacon?
All of it?
Yeah, but make sure
Give
you
me
put some
everything.
butter on there first.
Yeah.
That's me.
That does sound good, though.
Yeah,
I'd eat that.
I'd eat that too. So, guys, what we're going to be talking about is after that little tie rant, and you guys have missed that. I know you have those fun little rants that go between me and Greg. My wife
It's the
hates
best.
those. She's like, "Wow, how do you guys get anything done?"
We don't.
We don't.
But, we pretend like we know what we're doing, and it works out.
That's half of doing work in life.
Yes, exactly. Okay, but anyway.
So what we're doing here is, Greg, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about our top 5 favorite pavilions at Epcot's World Showcase.
So that's kind of what we talked about. If you had to choose one, but in this case 5, but you will get to your top 1, which countries are your favorite at Epcot? When you know you're going there and you only have a limited amount of time, which ones do you need to hit up?
Guys, this is a serious question here, okay? We do not take this lightly.
No.
And we've thought about this tirelessly.
Not tirelessly.
Tired.
I'm tired because I have kids. And
Well,
he works a buttload. And then my wife's going to be like, yeah, he works, you don't. And I'm like,
Hey, gotta find a way to pay for that AP, the annual passes.
Yeah. I'll do the annual passes when things get back to normal.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we're going to jump right into it, you guys.
Yes.
What are our top 5 pavilions? Now, Greg,
yes,
we could go on this for a long time. A long time.
Clearly.
So, let's kind of narrow it down a little bit. I mean, got to make these quick.
True.
Because obviously there's shopping, food, architecture, restaurants, there's potential music. Sometimes there's even characters at certain areas.
Live performances.
Yep. There's alcohol, different types of alcohol.
There's alcohol.
There's specific famous foods that are at each one. So we have to keep this narrow. So we're gonna be we're gonna be direct, but we're gonna hit on the things that this is what I like about that, and we just can't get too far into detail.
Right.
If we want, we can always have a whole month where we just do one pavilion and we really nail on that.
And we probably will, honestly. I think we'll finally do that sometime.
There's so much.
There really is.
So let's do 5 to 1.
Of course.
So Greg, you're number 5.
Number 5.
Did I just give it away what your number 5 is?
No.
Yeah.
No. I know, right? Blow your mind. It is actually the Norway Pavilion.
Oh.
Yes, I gotta pay homage to my ancestors.
Homage.
Quarter Norwegian here, hence the blonde hair, blue eyes. I was about to say blue hair, blonde eyes.
Are you a Smurf?
A little bit.
No, but they have blue skin. They have blue hair, didn't they?
I thought they have white. I think it's all white. Otherwise, it'd just be like a blue blob. I don't know.
Whatever.
Haven't watched the Smurfs. Anyway, Norway Pavilion is my number 5, and the reason why I chose it was because my favorite dessert in all of Epcot is there.
Oh.
It is the troll horn in the the name of the little area is eluding me.
Let's take a look.
What is the name? It's
you keep talking about other things about it now.
Kringla Og Cafe.
There
I
you
was
go.
going to be very disappointed in myself if I did not pull that out of my hat, which I did.
Which, I mean, even if you don't eat there, your nose goes to an adventure there.
It really does. There's so
Dear
many.
goodness.
And I know that a lot of people rave about the school bread there. I've never tried it, mostly because I know that there's shavings of coconut on it. I sort of feel like Tallahassee from Zombieland. It's not the flavor. It's the texture. It's the consistency. I'm not crazy about coconut, but I will definitely try it. The troll horn, though, is my favorite dessert on the Epcot property. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically just like a very flaky cornucopia that looks like a horn. And inside of it, they put cloudberry cream, fluffed cloudberry, and some other, fruits in there. It's delicious, and they just pack it with sugar. It's great. It's a great little snack to just send your taste buds on an adventure as you're winding down the day at Disney.
So what other things are there that you like?
So I really loved Maelstrom, which is now Frozen Ever After. They did keep the skeleton of that ride. I went on Frozen Ever After once. It was okay. I'm not blown away by it, but I really do like the look. It's very outdoorsy. It feels authentic. For a while, they used to have a Norwegian Viking boat, sort of by one of the entrances to the sit-down restaurant as well as the bathrooms. I remember going on there when I was a kid. I think they took it down. But again, it's very outdoorsy. It's very rugged, and something that, to the eye, it doesn't really attract as much attention, say, as Italy or France or even Japan. It has that nice aesthetic, but there's just something that draws me to it. I want to say it's the blood of my ancestors.
Yeah. And in the Norway Pavilion, you can get things like this.
But except this is not found
technically, but this is in that area. These things are there. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, because the Germany.
Is it on the walkway, sort of where?
Because you go from the caramel section into the ornament section, through the ornament store into where all the glasses are, all the steins.
Okay, because I remember.
No. Wait.
You're thinking of something.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yes, because in Norway they have the perfume shop.
That's right.
Yes, and I'm in love with Disney wax melts from the Magic Candle Company, and I have the Norway Pavilion perfume gift shop smell. I don't know how they can encapsulate that smell so well into wax, but they do. Anyway, that was my little plug. But anyway, yeah, the perfume shop then transitions into like a gift shop, and then finally it goes into more apparel.
Right.
Like
I remember the gift shop is like a kid's toy area.
Yep, with that big old like wooden troll.
Yeah. And then they have like what used to be like, what is that bear? There was a bear.
There's a bear.
Well, because there was something.
You're right. There was.
Oh my gosh, what is that thing called?
Kid Cot.
Kid Cot.
Yeah, Kid Cot.
The bear had a name. I forgot what it was.
Yogi.
But now I think they got rid of the bear, and now it's passport. So you go to each country and you get your passport, and then all that stuff.
Yep.
So that's fun.
I mean, a lot of great stuff jam-packed into that pavilion. One of my favorites, but again, I think whenever I think of the Norway Pavilion, I think of my favorite dessert, which is the troll.
I'm going to throw in, just because Norway is not on my top 5, it would probably have been number 6 for me.
Oh, don't say that. That makes it worse. It's like it just missed the cut.
It was a runner-up. But
to each their own.
In the Norway Pavilion is Akershus, which is the buffet. And
buffet. I like how you said that.
The buffet.
The buffet.
So the buffet.
The buffet.
Yeah. So essentially, that's so we as Americans we try to make it sound more fancy because we're just schlums. And it's like, ooh, we invented the buffet. I'm like, do you mean the place where you just pig out because all the food's there and you just
super lazy and efficient, gets the job done?
Yeah.
It's the buffet.
Yeah. Americans invented the style of ways to pig out even easier.
Make a trough and people shall come.
I'm like, stop trying to be fancy, America.
Yeah, right.
You bunch of hicks.
No matter what, it just goes down to the same place.
Have any of you watched Hamlet? You guys a bunch of rebels and bums. By the way, me and my wife watched Hamilton the other day. Freaking loved it.
I saw it for the first time about a week ago.
Yes.
It was, I didn't know what to expect because I heard that it was all the rave. I just didn't know what kind of music that I would hear. So I was a little like thrown off guard when it was like, rappy, hip hoppy. I'm like, it grew on me.
Yeah, because I knew people loved it. And I was like, okay, it's probably something like The Greatest Showman, which if you watch The Greatest Showman, it has a lot of pop and hip hop rhythms to it.
Good dance numbers too.
But it's very musical, but it doesn't get into rap.
Right.
Where this, it's very much like they can sing great and do the whole musical, but they meld it with like rap, and then they have like rap battles, and there's like
very heavy like percussionist and like beating, and I love that because I'm a percussionist by trade.
It was very good. Okay, we got to get off topic.
Anyway, yes.
Very good.
We'll talk about that in another episode. Maybe it might no guarantees.
So
so Norway Akershus.
Yeah, it was because they have the princess buffet there that you can go to, and it's really good. I love it because I can take my daughters there. They get to see all the princesses, and they absolutely love it. And then I'm thinking of a funny picture. I don't know why it just popped into my brain, but there's a picture of us and my family going to Akershus, and my daughter, my second daughter Lily was not born yet, and my niece Nora, who was 3 weeks older than Lily, wasn't born yet either. So it was just my nephew Titus, who's 4 months younger than my daughter Madeline, who's the oldest.
Should I do that math really fast?
I
give you credit. It's great.
My kids and my in-laws' kids, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's kids, are like very, very close. So we all went down there. So just my daughter Madeline and my nephew Titus. And so we're all taking pictures with with the princesses, and the kids are taking pictures with the princesses. Absolutely love it. And I think it was Cinderella took a picture next to my sister-in-law, who was holding her son Titus. And it was hysterical because they were smiling at Titus. He was just like open mouthed staring at her chest.
I was not expecting to hear that.
It was just a funny picture. I showed
I
it.
really have to see that. You have
Yeah,
to show
I
it
showed
me.
that to
Oh
my
God.
sister-in-law after I took the picture. She was like, it was funny. Okay, people.
Okay.
Back at it because we have
Yes.
so much to go through.
What's
and
your
not-
number 5? I feel like we just talked about a whole episode and we're done. Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.
Number 5. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be so tough for me
You always say that. It's gonna be so tough.
because
no matter what we talk about.
Okay, all of them I like. So
That's like
okay.
you're saying now, you know?
Okay, hold on. Italy, Japan. I'm missing one. France,
I'm freaking out.
no, France, Germany. I don't even know.
Morocco.
Yeah, but it's. I don't think it's gonna be that one. Okay, so my number 5 would probably. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna go with France.
Ooh la la.
I love France a lot. I think the food there is amazing. Because the main areas of cooking that I'm used to and I study and I read a lot of and is classic French cuisine. Most of Americans have been greatly influenced by French cooking. Most of the world has. That is where, for 200 years, that has been like the epicenter of cooking. Now, so every single morning when we were at the beach club, we'd walk in and then France would always be open because it was right outside of the International Gateway.
Yeah.
We'd walk in, go to France, and we'd always get ourselves like pastries and sandwiches and never been disappointed there. So it's nice, you go in there, you eat some food, and then there's a little bit of shopping in there as well. So my wife's favorite, one of my wife's favorite movies is Beauty and the Beast. So I've gotten her shirts and coffee mugs and some pens and notebooks with Beauty and the Beast stuff on it. So really like that. They also have, kind of tucked away in the corner, they have a little ice cream shop that you can go to.
Yes.
And
The glass.
in the ice cream shop, they actually have another option, which is pretty cool. It's kind of next to the ice cream shop because there's the ice cream shop, and then next to it, there's a winery thing.
It's very cozy how they created it, but it works. It's a very cozy little stroll avenue.
Nook.
Little
thing.
nook. Yes.
And so there, me and my wife have done like the wine and cheese pairing, which was very, very good. I like the area. I've never been to the actual sit-down restaurant at France.
Chef de France.
I've never been there.
I have. I actually have something over him now, folks.
Wait, what?
I've been there.
I thought you said you've only been to Coral Reef.
I've been there though.
So you lied.
That's a great fact.
So Greg's fact is that he lies.
I just forgot.
Yeah, I forget a lot of things too.
I just forgot. But that's one of my favorite restaurants. I mean, it's only one of my 2 sit-down restaurants that I've ever done in Disney, but it's great.
That's one of my favorite meals. How many have you had in your life? 2. Okay.
It's great. Magnifique.
So I would definitely recommend that. I mean, they have like the water fountain thing there. So that's probably my number 5. It's very good. My main thing for it is not the architecture so much, as it is mainly for the food. Now, to be fair, I do think the wine there is. I'm not a big fan of French style wines. I'll throw this in there because this is not going to make my list. Is that Morocco? I love their wines a lot more than
Really?
France.
Okay.
And I know this is blasphemy because I do love French cooking, but I am not the biggest fan of French wines.
Okay.
So that would be my number 5, Greg.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Your turn, sir.
My turn. Number 4. I'm gonna have to say Italy.
Okay.
Yes. Now, it's a weird reason why I chose it as 4.
Okay.
Just because growing up, going to Epcot, we pretty much glanced by Italy a whole lot whenever we would go there.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it because of the way it looks, especially when you're further away on the other side of the lagoon. In Future World, you get to see it. I love the street performers there.
Yes.
There's like a mime who does like a unicycle and he juggles. He's hilarious. It's great. But I think it also goes back to my time in school when we, did ancient Greece and ancient Rome. I really loved that period. I love the mythology. I love the gods, that kind of story and legend. So
Did you just say Greek gods?
I said ancient Greece, ancient Rome. I was meshing it in because they don't have a Greece pavilion. I know that those are two different countries, but anyway, we're talking about Italy.
I mean, sure, I get it. I mean,
some
of the names got changed.
They're pretty much the
Greek
same gods, except they just changed, from planets in Roman.
From Zeus to
jargon
what
to
is it?
Jupiter.
Jupiter, yeah.
Yep, Hades and Pluto.
So, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. But there is an amazing fountain of Poseidon in the Italy pavilion, which I love. I love how the water reflects off of the marble chiseled form of the Greek god.
That's pretty much me.
You see it here, folks.
Not so much, dude. My hair is thinning.
Yes,
so much of
that's the thing we're focusing on is the hairline. Anyway, way in the back there is a pizza place that I have not yet tried. I've heard great things.
No, which one is that? Is that pizza? That's not Pizza Rizzo.
No, that's in Hollywood Studios.
That's Hollywood Studios. What am I thinking?
That's like derided by a lot of people. It's like Via Napoli or it's something like that.
Via Napoli?
I think that's off to the side.
Okay, because I know there is a pizza place.
There is a pizza place, like a little window that you can order it out, and we haven't done it yet. And that's part of the reason why I put Italy at number 4, because I'm excited to experience that. So a lot of my just excitement is driving this number, of where I'm at. But I mean, overall, it's very well maintained and just planned when they came to designing that pavilion. It looks like you're stepping into Italy or to a part of Rome. I mean, granted, I've never actually been to Italy, but it's
you have.
Just all in
you
all.
Went to the Italy pavilion.
Right, exactly. Seeing is believing, folks.
There's a funny. So I'm a part of a group called All Things Disney, and there's a funny picture. It says a guy talking to a girl, and it's always this assumption, but a guy talking to a girl. Hey, I would love to travel the world, and then the girl responds, and then there's a picture, like a map picture of the the World Showcase, and it says, "Sure, let's go," and it's showing the World Showcase of all those worlds.
Yeah,
that's funny. Or then there's a funny episode of How I Met Your Mother, where Ted meets this girl Victoria, and I don't know if you've seen How I Met Your Mother.
I don't like it.
All right, good
Not
deal.
A fan,
Good deal. But Victoria, she ends up going to Germany for a culinary baking pastry internship career potential.
Okay.
And she's like, "Hey, would you want to? I have to go to Germany." And Ted's response, "In Epcot?"
Okay,
and then
good.
And she's like, "No. Like really, like would you want to come with me to Epcot?" Because his brain is like refusing to accept the fact that she's leaving for Germany. So I just think that's funny.
I'm gonna look up that clip on YouTube later. Oh, the things I miss for hating that show. Anyway, so number 4 is the Italy pavilion and the things I'm looking forward to experiencing there in future trips. How about you, Chris? What's number 4?
Number 4 for me, I would actually agree with you on that one. I would have to go with Italy. I love it for all the same reasons that you do. I do think, however, I love the food. I love I love Italian wines. Their Italian bread wines are like they know what they doing. Okay, they've been doing this for freaking 4,000 years. They know what they're doing.
I sure hope so. After that long.
Maybe not 4,000 years, because historically speaking, certain cultures,
just a long time.
Certain countries and empires were not around 4,000 years ago, especially if we consider Alexander the Great. But I digress.
And the dinosaurs were around 6,000 years ago, so it's not too long before that, right?
No,
right?
No.
Am I a couple of zeros off?
Yeah.
Like 1, 2?
Many more than that. Okay. Never mind. So. Really like Italy. Street performers are hysterical. Me and my wife love doing the wines there. The chocolates that they have in Italy are very fun and good. They're really good. The kiosk for food is really good. I haven't done the pizza place. So they have like the cool looking masks and stuff that you can look at.
Oh, right.
The one area that makes me very uncomfortable about Italy is that they have that perfume and like jewelry area that it's like, I feel like if I touch anything, it's going to break.
It's going to break, yeah. And it's so concentrated with that smell.
Right.
It's like, don't breathe in too hard. You might,
yeah.
No, you might be getting a little
And you
hot.
know that perfume is probably already like $150, but since it's at Disney, it's now $500.
And people still think, okay, that's a deal.
Yeah, and so like my daughter wanted to go in there and check it out, and I'm like, no, you are not going in there. And so I really like it for that. I love the wines there. I don't really like and this is why it's not on the top of my list. I'm not the biggest fan of the setup there. Because in some ways it is a little bit more open in the center.
Yeah.
Which I like, but it gets so hot and muggy over there sometimes. So that's why I personally don't like it. It's not as high on my list, but yes, I would agree with you. My number 4 would be Italy as well.
There you go. Perfect. All right.
Let's see if ours start aligning here.
Okay, so pour toi, je choisis mon favori pain.
Dude, I can't help you speaking French, dude. It's going to be France.
It's been a while. Oui. C'est français. So the French Pavilion is number 3 for me. And just going off of what you were saying with the France Pavilion, I love how it was set up. I love the fountain area. Way in the back, you have that little food court. They make great pastries. They make great sandwiches. One of my favorite things to get there is the brie aux pommes sandwich. It's basically like a foot-long wheat bread. Inside, you just have apple slices, and they put on brie, and then they have some type of this like delicious cranberry chutney. And then if they ask you to heat it up or toast it, always do it because the brie then melts. Oh, so good. And then I always get a side of lobster bisque. That's the perfect combo, and I get it at least once or twice a trip.
That sounds amazing. I want this right now.
Dude, it is great. So next time when you go, I'm going to be texting you, making sure you get this.
Dude, we have to make sure this is going to be one of the tutorials for Sam to make.
The brie aux pommes. Yes. And I definitely want to be a part of that one.
Okay.
Definitely. Good. So, food aside, well, I mean, not food aside yet. Chef de France, the sit-down restaurant, is one of my favorites there.
It's the only sit-down.
Yeah, well, I know there actually is one on the second level. I forget what it's called, but it's super expensive, super ritzy.
What is it called? I don't know what that one's called.
I forget.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I don't know, but it's one that I would like to experience later on with a special someone. So
we'll see how adventurous that'll go.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I'm also looking forward to the Ratatouille ride. So again, it's just expectations of what that's going to be.
All right, because that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, because the impressions of France, that was a snooze fest. I'm sorry. It puts me to sleep every time.
Well, and it's because it was like made in like the late 80s, early 90s.
I know. It was dated. So I'm very thankful that they are just updating it with a ride. Now, I've seen pictures of the Ratatouille ride, I think, was it in France? In Disneyland France? Or Disneyland Paris? Not a fan of the buggy that they choose. It looks too cartoony. It looks like...
Well, I mean, the whole movie was cartoony.
But that doesn't look like a rat.
Yeah, but I don't think they want... they don't want to make it look weird like a rat.
You just put a little buggy, you slap on a little pink nose and whiskers and maybe a little chef hat. I'm like, okay, they could have done it better. You know, maybe you would be like sitting in a little bit of a saucer or a plate or something, you know? Like make it more like of a kitchen thing. Though I don't know what the adventure holds in the ride. I'm just excited for it. But yeah, so that's just another one of my favorite kiosks. I love going there with the Food and Wine Festival because of course, every country brings out some of their favorite foods or things to sample, and France definitely has some great ones. I love the creme brulee. Who doesn't love creme brulee?
Dude, I actually make pretty good creme brulee.
You do?
Yep, I know how to make it.
I tried it once and I made the sugar crust way too thick. It was like I had to chisel it off with hammer.
I'd rather have it be too thick than too thin.
Okay. for me, I sort of like it to be like a thin layer of ice, like a nice little thing would do the trick. But there's this one chocolatier place around these parts in Wisconsin called Fazio's. Okay. And I recently got this one. It's one of my favorites to get there. They sell gourmet chocolate pieces, and one of them is a creme brulee chocolate piece. It's delicious. It looks like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but oh my goodness, it's so good.
Yep.
So good.
I know how to make creme brulee in a way that it will never go wrong. So you know how you have to make the custard and you put it in a sheet.
Sure.
And then you have to put water on the pan.
I didn't know that.
That's how you make creme brulee. That's why it's so. That's why it's so hard, because if you get any water in the custard, it messes it up.
Ooh.
But I know
challenge.
I know a way to do it where it works perfect every single time.
Ooh. Okay.
Maybe you guys ask me. Maybe I'll let you guys know.
A great chef never reveals his secrets too easily. So yeah, I think it was a great way to end up my number 3.
Okay, excellent. So my number 3 is, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one,
folks. You heard it from Chris.
I'm gonna have to go with England.
Ooh, across the pond, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a response.
It felt like you were like a little bit of a hiccup. Yeah.
I was trying to think of a funny, yep, we right over there.
Right, Governor.
Yep.
What a cheery day it is.
Hello, Poppet. Hello, Poppet.
Hello, Poppet.
Yeah, and all I came up with was,
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, gosh, folks.
Well, we're right across the pond. What are you talking about? There's a pond right over there. It's not that deep.
It's a big pond. The cement pond.
America. Okay, so I have to go with England because they kind of meld in a few different kind of countries.
Sure.
I mean, you got Ireland, Scotland, and regular England.
Don't forget Wales.
And Wales in there.
Everybody forgets Wales.
Everybody knows. Okay. So I like the different places there. It's really cool. I like being able to go shopping, and there's a really good shopping between all those things.
It's great.
Food-wise, meh.
What about the Yorkshire Cat and Fish and Chip shop, eh?
Nope.
That's great.
I personally don't like fish and chips. Yep.
Why not? It's because we call them chips instead of fries?
No, it's just that I don't personally like fish and chips.
That's all right. That's fine. More for me.
So I really like it. The Rose and Crown. Really nice place. I mean, they know how to pour their drinks really well. I just like all the shopping and all the stuff to look at, fun things to do. There's always a Mary Poppins guest interaction kind of thing.
And a ride is coming. A Mary Poppins
Mary
ride
Poppins
is
returns.
To the UK Pavilion.
Yeah, I think I heard Emily Blunt is coming to do a lot of the voice.
That wouldn't surprise
for
me.
that. Yeah, Emily Blunt.
She's great.
She's great. Barring some of my issues with the new Mary Poppins movies. But overall, I really like the area. I think they did it really well. I feel like it's pretty small, really. I mean, there's really not much to England.
I mean, it feels like it's just attached to like a main like drag or thoroughfare. Like you get right out of the international gateway, and then
it turns into like it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings done.
Yep. Oh, Canada. What?
And it seems like
the Red Mill stage. What?
People will be like, "Oh, 4 buildings? That's a lot of buildings." I'm like, "Yeah, but they're not like big buildings,
and they're not really spaced out. They're like
right on top of each other."
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like, So, but overall, I do like it. They're really fun. And that would be my number 3.
Okay. I'm going to piggyback off of yours and say that my number 2 is the UK Pavilion.
Okay.
So, just again, going hardcore onto some memories that my family has made down there is we would always go into that little tucked away garden and watch the British Revolution cover band come out and play some of their songs. We love their sets. And over the years, we sort of saw a change in the guard, as it were, with some of, you like that? With some of the
For those of you who don't know, that's kind of like a little nod to England.
Yes, I nod to you.
Yes.
But we always love going there just to chill, maybe to get a game plan for the rest of the night. And I do love fish and chips, so I love going there to get it and just munching on that while we watch a show.
Yep.
Before we leave the UK pavilion. For the longest time, though, the best type of lemonade was found in the Yorkshire County Fish and Chip shop. It was pomegranate lemonade.
Pomegranate.
It was amazing. Okay, it went so well with the fish, not to mention the chips. But now they don't sell the pomegranate lemonade anymore there. I was slightly tad irate when I found out, but
it's funny because I just had this image of like Greg's irate is like, oh gosh diggity darn, and then there's me. It's just like, what the
yeah,
like
yeah,
freaking idiots.
This really clogs my toilet, man.
I told you not to do that again last episode. I told you I hate that.
It's my favorite sort of form of expressing my turpitude, if you will.
So like one of my things that I say that's kind of like that I got from Family Guy when Peter there's a whole episode where Peter is essentially like, you know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
I like it. You're like, I've never seen it, but it sounds hysterical.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But anyway, yeah. Again, yeah, very small-ish feel for a pavilion, but I'm not knocking it. I love their gift shop. I love seeing all of the medieval swords and like the crests there, and you can also look for your family lineage there as well. So some of my other ancestors came over on the Mayflower back in 1620, so very English over here, true blue, and I always like going there, especially in the Flower and Garden Festival. They put like some topiaries up on the top of the roofs. You see Peter Pan, you see Captain Hook, you see Tinkerbell. So
it's good.
It's great. So yeah, I think feel very strongly more of on a nostalgic kick for why I put it at number 2, but still, it's a great pavilion. Yep.
I agree.
All right.
So my number 2.
Yes.
Oh geez, people. Oh geez.
I can't believe we're up with the runner-up now for Chris.
My runner-up would have to be from this great ditty right here.
Okay, good, because I was like, if we don't talk about Germany at least once, we have a Stein, or it's not really a Stein, but...
This right here, people, is I think it's not what most people view as a Stein, but I think this is technically a glass or a form of a Stein. I'm not 100% sure. For all those Stein nuts out there, you can correct me. Don't be nice about it. Calm down. Okay, so...
My favorite Stein is Frankenstein. Oh, that's a Greg fact. That felt good.
Oh, goodness.
That felt good. Sorry. Okay, you may continue.
Yes, so this is the beer glass I have, and it's got a cool looking eagle on it. That's like a crest, and it says Deutschland. The Deutschland. And this is a glass I got when I was not at Disney. So that's what's pretty cool about it. I got this from Epcot when I was not at Disney.
Do tell.
People are like, what?
Yeah, like that's a mind bender.
And I did not order this either offline, so I got it literally from the park while I was not there. I was back home in Wisconsin.
Help, my brain is like turning into mush now. How can this be?
So my wife went down to Florida with her sister and her mom to do a girls trip.
Okay.
And so when she was down there, they went to Epcot, and she knew that I always wanted one of these kind of glasses, or some other kind of Stein, and she really liked this one. She thought I would like it because I like black, I like gray, the eagles and the flags on the side, and so it's really cool. And it actually says made in Germany. Mm-hmm. And so this is just decorative, never drank out of it or anything like that. There are ones that I do want to get. I would like to get a really big pewter one. Those are freaking expensive though.
Pewter?
Yeah.
Really expensive.
Yeah, like even a small one, like this big, not that big, maybe like, what is that, 6 inches tall?
Yeah, if we're pushing it, yeah.
Will run you easily $60.
Oh.
Yeah, pewter is super expensive. So if you get a big one, you're spending easily $200, $300. So
change. Oh wow.
this is a little treasure I got from my wife. So
I like it.
Just
though.
want to publicly say once again, thank you very much, sweetheart. You know I've always wanted one of these. So I really like Germany for multiple reasons. I'm a huge beer guy. I love beer. I generally will go to beer before I go to wine or anything like that. It is a toss-up though between beer and a good whiskey, in any way you make it, Scotch, bourbon, whatever. But I really love beers. I really love German beers, Austrian beers, Belgian beers, all those kind of beers. I'm very much in that class of beers, which is more wheat. I'm not a fan of hoppy beers, so I'm not a fan of IPAs.
Or bunny beers. They're too hoppy for me too.
Yep, exactly. I hate you. And so for all of you hipsters out there and IPA fanatics, this is where it truly is, right here. So you can just take your cool beards and your man buns.
Your lederhosens.
Yeah, all those things. Nope.
Yes.
That's not what hipsters do.
Oh, come on.
And you can
I'm
just
sure
get
they
out
do.
of here. But
Make like a tree and get out of here.
that's not it, Biff.
Oh, it gets me every time.
I'm so happy that I picked up on that instantly.
Yeah, oh, thank you. I'm like, please, like, are we on the same wavelength?
Oh yeah,
we
dude.
are.
Come on, freaking! I had the trilogy box set.
Oh, good. It's so good.
I actually think 3 is very underrated.
Oh, I do, yeah.
So
Yeah, 3's great.
Back to the Future. If you guys don't know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Great
Scott.
McFly. Hello, McFly.
Anybody in there?
Nobody calls me yellow.
Yeah, that's right. Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull in the future? Why is everything so heavy?
1.21 gigawatts. Okay, we'll stop. Serious.
Oh, we got so more. So much more.
We gotta stop. So, I really like Germany because one, I really like the architecture. Now in Germany, they have another kind of like sweet place, right?
Caramel Kush.
Caramel Kush.
At the weathers. Caramel, yeah.
I love going in there. The smell is amazing.
You can get your money's worth just by smelling.
Dude,
It's great.
if you go in, you probably have already gotten cavities, and you haven't even ordered anything.
I know. Totally olfactory, but yet you're done.
Dude, that place though, like they know how to drag you in there because everything in there is like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that.
Yes.
So like last time we were there, I think we got a few different pieces of candies, like chocolates with caramels on them. I think I got some caramel popcorn for my daughter. So yeah, I mean we love going there. And then you go through the shop because the shop has the ornament section. There is a little German wine section there too, which
Oh, I'm missing out on that.
okay, not too bad, not too bad.
Okay.
But and then you at the far end of the corner because it goes, I'm trying to think, whatever. So you have the caramel couche, you have the caramel couche ornament section, wine and a little bit of beer section. You have the kind of like gift shop where you can buy these glasses, the big steins, lederhosens, things like that. And then
Stuff that hipsters wear.
yeah, pretty much. When I think hipster, I think lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
And then you hit the restaurant. So I like that they have really good fun stuff there, and I don't know. I just personally think it's really cool looking in all those places. I think the architecture is great. And then they have the little kiosk there where you can order like, pretzels, big pretzels like that. And then they have like multiple different types of beers there that I really like. But then I also really like the restaurant there, which is, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank now because we go there all the time.
The name of the
restaurant.
Is it Oktoberfest or Summerfest or something?
But it's a buffet, German buffet. I totally forgot.
Oh yeah.
I totally.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I feel so bad. I go there we go there every single year, and I always forget.
Let's focus on the buffet.
The buffet.
The buffet instead of.
But I really like it because now, granted, the food is very heavy because most German food is very heavy.
It sticks to your ribs.
It definitely. I mean, that's the thing with Germans. They need to make sure they get their feed on. So when they eat, they're full.
Yes.
So it's really, I like that kind of food. a lot because I'm the kind of guy that's like, if I'm going to eat, I want to be full. So I really like that. But what's cool in there as well, they have different size steins that you can order glasses and get, beer and stuff like that, which is really nice. But then they have a show that happens where it's like a musical show with, I forgot what they're called again. But like they play music and they have people come down and dance and classic, like almost like German polka.
Polka, yeah.
And then you have, but then you have other songs that they play. They play fun songs that kids would know, and they get everybody singing in, trying to copy them, speaking in German. And it's just a fun time. Kids love it. Kids are always going down there dancing. Like when we went there, my daughter wanted to go down, so me and her were dancing out on the dance floor and just having a fun time. Nice. Which I just love. As a dad, when your little girl's like, "Daddy, come dance with me," it's like, yes, I will come dance with you. Because I'm the only man and guy you're going to ever dance with. Screw those other boys. So, but it was awesome. What is it? She was not even 2 at the time. Little girl wanting to dance with me, and I got to, hold her hand while she was very small, and then got to pick her up and dance around with her. So it was a lot. I loved it. One of my favorite times there. So I think Germany, I personally like it for all those reasons, and specifically the restaurant is very nice, and the cost for the restaurant, if you're paying it out of pocket, is not that bad. You're actually getting a pretty good value for what you get there. So
good.
I would have to go with Germany as my number dose.
In Caramel Kush, they had, I don't know if they have it still, but one of my favorite caramel apples. It was called the the apple pie apple. So really, really good. Of course, they dunk it in caramel, and then I think they dunk it in white chocolate. And then they also while the white chocolate is drying, they just like roll it around in like graham cracker crust. It's so good. Very high in fat, and it's really filling, but it's
But there's an apple in there, so how bad could it be?
Right, yeah, there's an apple in there, right, exactly. It's just everything on top of it. What's orbiting around it is what's gonna get you. Clog those arteries. But anyway, it was delicious. Definitely try it out if they have it there. Also, the little kiosk on the other side of the walkway, it's like that little glass area, that's where I got a small little like Cinderella glass slipper for my mom for one of her birthdays, and it has her birthstone on like the tip of it. So again, a lot of great memories associated with that pavilion.
All right, Greg, so you're number dos.
I think I did number 2 already because I started.
Did you do number 2?
I did. It was England.
How many have you done so far?
I've done 4.
Really?
Yeah, so I did Norway. I did Norway.
You did France.
I did another one between France and Norway. What was that one?
I don't know. I'm trying to think now. So Norway, you said?
Yes, Norway.
Something was between France.
Yes.
France. Italy, yeah.
Norway, Italy,
France, England.
And then now that's my number 1.
Yes, okay, so you're number 1.
So number 1, wow, that was harder than I thought.
I was like, what happened?
Yeah, man. Rewind the tape.
Yeah.
Go back to the future.
Hold on, guys. We got to watch our own video first.
Whoa. Yeah, so number 1 is Japan. I said that weird. The Japan Pavilion. I don't know why I said
Japan.
Japan, folks. I'm so American. Yes, Japan.
I would have to concur, sir.
Oh, really?
Japan.
Nice.
Bam.
Yes.
Not even planned.
There we go. Loved it. So, I mean, for me, we can just go off. We can riff off.
Okay, let's just start with one of the things I think we both can agree. The shopping in Japan. They got that on lock.
Oh my gosh. It goes on forever.
Yes, and
it's great. You can find Pokemon plushes right next to an oyster bar or whatever,
yes.
do pearls.
And then right down the way, it's like, we're getting into cool looking like tea and glass and
kimonos.
And then kimonos, and then you get like chopsticks, different types of candies.
And those cool socks that have like the one little big toe and then like the rest for the 4.
Yes. It's, dude, the shopping there is like, when you go to the other places, like there's always, it's always, there's people
seems
going.
Cluttered. It doesn't seem as walkable.
But this area is huge, and it's packed all the time.
It's always packed. It never seems crowded though, and there's always something to do. It's weird how they can pack so many things that are so different by each other. It's like, wait a minute. I just need to take everything in. This is like stimulus overload.
Fun fact, the reason why I think. So me and my family were all hanging out there one time, and we got stuck in the rain. Right there. So it started downpouring, and we ran in there, and it was downpouring for a while. So we spent like 45 minutes in that area, and luckily it's such a big, area of shopping and so much to look at. You could easily fill up 45 minutes to an hour looking through there.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. So it was
great.
really cool. So I think we both can agree the shopping there is on point.
On point, the best in all the World Showcase. I also love Japanese aesthetic and just the way that they architecture, everything in general. So I really like how clean, crisp it is. It's very artistic and beautiful in my mind. I mean, every country has beautiful aspects to it in my opinion, but for some reason I just really resonate with the Japanese culture in that respect. I really like that. And just to see their towers, and I forget exactly what that little like archway is called that's actually in the lagoon there.
Oh yeah, dude,
I don't
even know.
Gateway, but it's amazing. I love it. I mean, you can pick it out easily wherever you are throughout the whole park. And again,
that's actually the complete opposite end of when you walk into the World Showcase. The opposite end is Japan.
Is Japan, really?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know exactly when it would be, but yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, definitely. And what I like is if you go across into the other side of the area, you actually have like a cool art section. And in there, one of my favorite sections is the anime section.
Ooh,
so when you
manga.
go into the manga, that's right. I'm surprised you knew what the manga was.
Hey, I'd like to surprise you every so often.
So if you guys don't know, the manga is like essentially like a comic book almost, if you want to put it that way.
Read it backwards.
For Japanese anime. And so a lot of stuff happens in what's known as the manga before it actually even comes to TV. So, but one of the first times I walked into that anime section, they had like a bunch of awesome Dragon Ball Z anime there. And so like they had some of the biggest animes that hit America. Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, you had Sailor Moon, you had Pokemon. And so it's like, I could keep going on, but those are probably the most famous ones people know. But they had a bunch of cool figurines there, and that's where it's in the shopping area too. Like you could buy figurines of these cool anime things.
I noticed that, and they're like really like intricate, and just the points and range of motion of those figures.
Dude, my wife is. Whenever I would go there, she's like, "You're not buying Dragon Ball Z stuff." She hates Dragon Ball Z.
She does?
She absolutely. She's like, it's just guys yelling like they're constipated for 45 minutes. I'm like, babe. Okay, listen. I'm like, you guys, you first off, you don't understand the level of like the greatness that is Dragon Ball Z. So you just see something small, but you just forget it. You don't understand. You know what? I don't expect people
don't trouble your mind.
to try to. I can't expect everybody to understand certain things that are that epic. It's cool. Be on this low level, mortals. That's fine. But Dragon Ball Z. So the anime section, and they have cool artwork and paintings there, which, like I said, like you said, I think the Japanese artwork is very interesting and very cool.
Yep.
And this is where I would argue, and I know most people say, oh, it's not that different, but there are some people who would say this as well. The artwork for Japanese style is very different than things from China. It's very, very different. So, but I personally really liked the artwork area of that.
Yeah.
What else do you got?
Yeah, expanding it. I mean, I love when those drummers come out on the temple.
Dude,
and they do that. I mean,
you know what happened, right?
Recently? No, I don't know.
Well, you know when they laid everybody off
Yeah.
at Cast Experiences because of COVID, and they were all sent back home and stuff like that. That included those drummers.
Oh no!
Like a lot of the people that came from different countries were sent back home.
Sent back home. I mean, yeah, that.
So. And those drummers were awesome.
They were awesome. I mean, man.
And so
they could drum up some excitement there for me, let me tell you. But right next to it, there's it used to be the Yakitori House. Now it's called the Katsura Grill, and that was like a nice quick service restaurant.
That's the one right up the hill.
Yeah, exactly. With all the bonsai trees and the koi ponds. I love the walk up there. It's really peaceful. But that the little quick service restaurant was safe enough for my very picky family. So we would go there all the time. I still enjoy the food there. They have great beef udon, shrimp udon, teriyaki. Even their sushi's good. So another great reason to like that pavilion. So I mean, I can't say enough about Japan. It's great.
Excellent. And above the shopping area is another actual sit-down restaurant. It's a full hibachi grill.
That's right.
And that place is really good. I mean, there's a lot of hibachi has now become a very big thing. So it's not as unique as it used to be. Like there's 2 hibachi grills within 10 minutes of where I live. But my family, my in-laws have never been to hibachi. So one year when I went with them, I think it was the first year or the second year I went with them, I was like, hey, we should do the hibachi grill. And they ended up loving it. So that's
It's
really
a fun
cool.
time. You know what? They make you catch the zucchinis.
Dude, my favorite is the onion volcano.
Oh, that's right.
Dude, that's
Let
awesome.
it spew. Yeah, it's great.
So, all right, man. That is it. We got her done.
We tied it up with a nice bow. Both of us with the same choice. Let us know what your favorite pavilion is in Epcot's World Showcase. We're interested to know.
Exactly. And besides that, once again, like, comment, and subscribe. We're on all of the grams. We're on all the books. We're on all those places that media happens. Stop. All right, you guys. You have a good one. We will see you next time.
This is your only place to get your Disney fixins.
What?
Fixins?
Oh,
you like
Fixins.
it? See,
The
look at
Fixins.
that. Ooh, came back full circle.
All right, you guys. You take it easy. Stop.
No. I like this. Pixie dust hand.